Story 1. The Man in the Hallway. It was a typical boring day in calculus. Friday, 7th period. The week was almost over, and spring break was just around the corner. The classroom buzzed with restless energy. We had no tests that day, unlike many of my friends in other classes, so our laid-back teacher decided to play a brand logo quiz on sporkle.com to pass the time. Right after my friend answered Adidas, the dean's voice suddenly crackled through the loudspeaker. It was shaky, frantic. He said, "This is not a drill. Go into lockdown." Instant chills ran down my spine. The teacher, usually so calm, rushed to turn off the lights and motioned us to the back corner. The room plunged into darkness and silence, broken only by our anxious breathing. The faint hum from the control panel in the back of the room stopped, signaling a total power cut. That's when the fear really set in. Minutes passed like hours. Then, screaming. A man was yelling at the top of his lungs, coming down the hallway. His voice was ragged, unhinged. Two girls in our class began to cry. The screaming got closer. He started banging violently on the lockers, shouting, "I'll kill all of you!" Panic flooded the room. When the banging reached our door, one of the crying girls screamed. The man hammered on the door, roaring, "Open up!" It was chaos. Everyone was holding their breath, tears silently streaming down some faces, hands over mouths praying he would go away. Eventually, his screaming faded down the hallway. 10 long minutes later, though it felt like hours, the dean came back on the intercom. He explained that a mentally unstable man had entered the building and assaulted the front desk woman, who fled in terror. They weren't sure if he was armed. Later, we found out a janitor discovered the man sleeping in a storage closet. According to rumors, he had a .44 Magnum in his pocket. But by the time the police arrived, he had disappeared. To this day, none of us know what happened to that man, but I hope wherever he is, he's finally getting the help he so desperately needs. Story 2. The Man Across the Street. Our school had 2 lunch periods, the first for 6th graders and some 7th, the second for the rest and all 8th graders. It was early October, rainy and overcast, a day that already felt gloomy. During first lunch, I heard 4 loud booms. I assumed it was thunder, but suddenly kids started screaming. I thought they were just overreacting until campus security rushed in, shouting at everyone to go into the multi-purpose room. Students in line had to throw their lunches away as we were pushed inside. The room was massive, with a wall of see-through glass. Security officers frantically pulled the curtains closed. Staff guarded every exit. My friend Eric asked one of the adults what was going on. When he returned, his face was pale. He said, "You know those houses in front of TMS? There's a man barricaded in his home, threatening to kill the police and himself if he's evicted. He's a registered sex offender and was seen watching kids outside the school." We were stuck in that room for an hour that felt like a nightmare. Some kids were crying, others just sat silently, stunned. Later, I found out the man lived next door to my friend Brandy. She told me that on Halloween the previous year, she saw the same man at his window, cutting his arm and writing, "Don't come here or I'll kill you," on the glass, in his own blood. At the time, everyone assumed it was a Halloween prank. Now we knew better. Story 3. The Basement Stranger. I'm 22, recently graduated, and started working at my old high school as a computer intern. The school basement, where the server room and office are, is messy, but our small tech office was cozy. Big desks, air conditioning, even a flat-screen TV. My co-workers Dave and Gary were upstairs that day. I was alone enjoying my lunch when the front office called, "The school is on lockdown. Someone possibly armed has entered the building." There was no door to our office, just a wide opening, and the basement door itself didn't even lock. I turned off all the lights and sat in the darkness, trying to stay calm, texting Dave and Gary, but no reply. Then, the basement door creaked open. Heavy footsteps descended the stairs and approached the office. I froze. Whoever it was stepped into the room but didn't turn on the lights. I crawled under the desk, heart pounding like a drum. My phone suddenly dinged. A text message. The sound shattered the silence. The footsteps grew closer. Terrified, I scrambled out from under the desk, yelling, "Please don't hurt me!" A man grabbed my arm. He wore a red plaid shirt, jeans, and a red-black cap. He whispered, "It's okay. I'm just hiding here too. What's going on up there?" I asked who he was. He said he came to pick up his son and was told to hide by a teacher. Then I checked the message on my phone. It was from Dave. "Dude, this is really crazy. Some guy wit